Former prisoners, what made you escape from jail? I was 20 years old when me and my best friend Giovanni got locked up for being in the wrong place at the wrong time. We joined a gang not because we wanted to, but because growing up in our neighborhood meant you needed protection to survive. The cops raided our apartment looking for the guys who actually ran things, but found us instead with some product that wasn't even ours. They didn't care about our story and threw us both in county jail awaiting trial. Giovanni and I had been tight since we were 8 years old. He was the brother I never had, and we promised each other we'd stick together no matter what happened inside. We knew jail was dangerous for guys like us who weren't really about that life. We were just two kids from the projects who sold a little weed to pay rent and joined a crew for safety. Neither of us had ever hurt anybody or even carried a gun. The first thing we saw when we got processed into general population made our blood run cold. The Southside Kings were there, and they had serious beef with our crew on the outside. These weren't small-time dealers like us, but real killers who'd been running their operation for years. Their leader, Caesar, had personally put 3 of our guys in the ground last summer. He smiled when he saw our north side tattoos and made a throat-cutting gesture across the intake area. We tried everything to avoid them over the next few weeks. We ate at different times and stayed in our cell during rec hours. We kept our heads down and didn't talk to anybody, but in a place that small, you can't hide forever. The guards knew what was coming, and some of them were taking bets on how long we'd last. I heard one of them laughing about fresh meat while looking right at us. The harassment started small at first. They'd bump into us in the hallways and knock our food trays over in the cafeteria. Then they started following us to the showers and standing outside making threats. Giovanni was getting paranoid and stopped sleeping at night. He'd just stare at the cell door waiting for them to come. I told him we just needed to make it to trial, and we'd get transferred somewhere else, but we both knew that was months away. One night the guards did their count at midnight, then mysteriously disappeared from our block. That's when we heard footsteps coming down the tier. Our cell door wasn't locked like it should have been, and 8 Southside guys walked right in. They had socks filled with batteries and shanks made from toothbrushes. Caesar was leading them with that same smile from the first day. They dragged us out of our cell and down to the laundry room where there were no cameras. 2 guards were standing at the door counting money the Kings had just handed them. They didn't even look at us as we got pulled past them. Inside that room, they tied us to chairs and started working us over. They wanted information about our crew's stash houses and supplier connections that we didn't even have. Caesar kept hitting Giovanni in the face with the battery sock while asking questions we couldn't answer. Giovanni was crying and spitting blood trying to explain we were nobody important. They didn't believe him and started cutting him with the shanks. I was screaming for them to stop, but one of them stuffed a rag in my mouth. They made me watch everything they did to my best friend. After 2 hours, Giovanni stopped moving. His face was swollen beyond recognition, and blood was pooling under his chair. Caesar checked his pulse, then shrugged like it was nothing. He signaled to the guards who came in with a laundry cart. They loaded Giovanni's body into it while Caesar counted out more bills from a roll of cash. The guards wheeled him away like he was dirty sheets. Caesar untied me and leaned in close. He said they'd be back tomorrow night for more answers, and if I didn't have any, they'd make my death even worse than Giovanni's. The guards escorted me back to my empty cell and locked me in. I sat there staring at Giovanni's bunk, knowing I'd never see him again. They'd probably dump his body somewhere and say he took his life or got shanked by another inmate. That's when I realized nobody was coming to save me. The cops who arrested us didn't care about the truth. The courts just wanted convictions. The guards were getting paid by the same gangs they were supposed to control. Every system designed to protect people was corrupted by money and violence. If I stayed there, I'd be dead within 24 hours, just like Giovanni. I spent the rest of that night studying every detail of the jail I'd memorized over the past weeks. During the guard shift change at 6 a.m. when they were tired and distracted, I made my move. I can't say exactly how I got out because I don't want anyone copying it, but I made it to the streets by sunrise. I hitchhiked across 3 state lines with nothing but the clothes on my back. They looked for me for a while, but eventually gave up. I became just another escaped prisoner who disappeared into America. I changed my name and started over in a place where nobody knew me. I miss you, Giovanni.